this evening? I didn't hear people. Anybody here? How are we feeling this evening? Fantastic. A little bit, a little bit. Probably in the middle of the show, I'll ask that again, and I'll have to block my ears, right? So it is a fantastic event here today, especially because you are here. That makes it extra special. I want to say right off the bat that I would like us to give a round of applause for the ladies inside of here. And the reason for this is because I believe that women are the most powerful beings on the face of the earth. I'm supposed to ask if anyone disagrees with that, but there are some little children in the back with water balloons to soak down anybody who disagrees with that statement. So I'll still ask, anybody disagrees that women are the most powerful creatures in the earth? Sorry, children. Yeah, there was a song, Woman is Boss, and I truly believe that is so. As a matter of fact, that was a famous song back in the day, And speaking of the boss, my wife said to tell you guys hello. So hello from my wife. She also told me to make sure and keep my location on my phone on. And she also checked the kilometer mileage on my car, so she knows that it's 8 kilometers from home to here. And she says that if I come home 1 minute after 8 p.m., it will be hell to pay. But she don't know who she's dealing with. I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. She might be in charge of everything else, but I'm in charge of what time I reach home. I reach home 50 minutes past 8, 50 seconds past 8. And she can't do me nothing. I am the boss, all right? Right. So that's just a little warm up, right? So we are here today, and I believe that this photo kind of depicts one of the reasons why we are here, if not the main reason, right? And I put it up a little earlier so that everyone can read it, right? But let's read it together, okay? They asked Maharishi. He is a Hindu holy man, right? And they asked him after 3, right? 2, 3. How are we supposed to treat others? And his answer was simple. There are no others. I think that depicts why we are here today. We are here today because there are no others. Everyone, we are all one. I heard a homeopathic doctor about 2 weeks ago make a statement, and he said that the human body has trillions and trillions and trillions of cells, but there are even other trillions of cells that are not really to do with the body, and they call them the God cells. And those cells only activate in silence. Meditation, prayer, sleep. Those cells only get active in silence. What I know about the God cells are that there is a scientific discovery that call them the Higgs boson, and probably named after the person who discovered it. And they never proved that it exists because they saw it, because this is subatomic. So you take the atom, however small that is, and then you go below that, much smaller than the atom. And they put a certain amount of carbon cells in a vacuum. And those cells were then burnt. The theory is that whenever these cells are burnt, they're supposed to give off a certain amount of residual cells. And if there's anything else in the vacuum, we will get more than what we're supposed to get. And that's what happens. So if they expected to get 15, ion cells or whatever, they got 200. So by virtue of that, it proved that something else was in the vacuum. And that something else was called the Higgs boson. And the Higgs boson, imagine a fisherman's net. And everywhere that net joins with another strand of the net, consider that a cell rests on that net. The cells of all living things rest on an invisible net all throughout the world. And that net is called the Higgs boson. So the cells, my cells are on that net. Francis' own is also. And everyone else's. That net unifies us all. All cells rest on that net. The amazing thing is that the cells of this chair also rest on that net. The cells of this microphone, concrete, inanimate objects, also rest on the Higgs boson, on that net. Science has effectively proven, therefore, that by virtue of that net that we call the Higgs boson, we are all connected. And so, if nothing else, let's acknowledge that we are all one, officially. Right? Today, we are going to express our belief that we are all one by giving you an opportunity to get some new information on a revolutionary health line that, when you hear it, you'll understand why those of us who already know about it are absolutely excited, because we're going to change health in Trinidad and Tobago. And if anything, by us being able to help you get healthier, we express our belief that there are no others. This afternoon, I would like to give a moment before I introduce the main speaker. I'd like to call on Bishop Thomas. I'd like to invite the bishop of this honorable house to give us an opening prayer. Please stand, folks.
Bless the Lord. Thank God for this opportunity. Amen. Let us pray. Our Father and our God, we praise and we exalt and we magnify your name, for you are worthy to be praised. We thank you for this opportunity to come before you. You have said that you wish above all things that we be prosperous and be in good health, even as our soul prospereth. And therefore, as we enter into this meeting today, we thank you for your presence and the presence of the Holy Spirit. Touch the lips of those who must minister through this meeting this evening. We thank you in Yahshua's name. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Bishop. You may please have your seats. I would like to introduce a gentleman who I believe his heart is probably a lot bigger than any human heart that I have known. He is a name that is easily recognizable with success, with consistency, with high quality, with brotherhood. It is someone who I believe he has the mayest touch. And I say that, with no fear or favor, and I'm sure that there are people in this room that will agree with me. A mentor to some, a brother to most, a father figure, someone who has made his life's work and dedication that of providing the best health options to people who he consider his family. Through his eyes, we truly are one. Through his eyes, there are no others. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and help me to welcome Mr. Stanley Hoyt.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. You guys hearing me clearly? I wasn't hearing Kern too clear. Well, you hear me clearer than Kern? All right. Now, I want you guys to relax. Take a deep breath. This is not going to be painful. Doctor tell you that just before you inflict the pain. But it's not going to be like that today. We're going to have a great time. So everyone here would have been invited by someone, and you took the invitation to come out here this evening. Pretty much you might be thinking that you are doing the person who invited you a favor by showing up today. Well, let me disappoint you. You didn't do them any favor. You did yourself a favor. And I am hoping that you would be able to acknowledge that by the end of our proceedings this evening. If you don't feel that you are blessed, then we would have failed. But the time that you are going to be spending here is going to be well spent. It is very likely that it's going to impact the rest of your life in a very positive way. We all agree that we have a major crime problem in Trinidad and Tobago, yeah? Murders, record high, we breaking records. We forget Brian Lara stopped playing cricket. So we're just looking for records in other areas of endeavors. And unfortunately, we choose murders. So as a result of that, what we have done is that we have started to take precautions against becoming part of the statistic on that side. So put up burglar proof, alarm, cameras, stop going out late in the night, etc., etc., etc. Let me tell you this. The reason why we're out here is not because of crime. We have a next problem that is bigger than crime, it's bigger than murders. Much, much bigger. But the unfortunate thing is that we not seem to be doing anything about it. So let me quote some figures for you from the United States. Approximately 3 million persons in the United States die every year. Funeral home could be a good business, eh? 3 million people. That's twice the population of Trinidad and Tobago. They die every year. But only 10% of those folks who die, less than 10%. Or, let me put it the other way around. More than 90% of all the people who die in the United States every year die from some form of disease. Let that soak in a little bit. Disease. Now the figures in Trinidad are no different. If we have 30,000 deaths in Trinidad, 90% of those deaths are related to some form of disease, whether it's diabetes, cardiovascular disease, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, etc., 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 lupus. That kill more than 90% of the people. Cancers of all kinds. But we seem not to be too concerned or focused on trying to fix those problems. They have not been alarmed. Why? Nobody makes the front page of the papers dying from cancer. But if someone gets shot down on Frederick Street, then front page. So the things that they put in front of us is what we choose to make an issue in our lives until it happens to somebody close to you or you. Anybody among us here have any cancer at all? Have you been diagnosed with any cancer? No? Anybody here believe that they have cancer? I normally ask my friends, presumptuously, what stage of cancer do you have? And they normally watch me so. What kind of stupidness are you asking me? Because they know that they don't have cancer. At least they believe that. Except that they don't know. Because normally when you get diagnosed with cancer, you normally get diagnosed with stage 2, 3, 4, etc. So the fact is, you don't know where you are. Where cancer. But let me tell you this. Whatever your dreams and your goals and your aspiration, everybody has some form of ambition. Doing some course, you're doing your MBA, you're doing your bachelor's, whatever. Or you want to build your house, etc. And you're planning for that and you're saving for that. The moment that you are diagnosed with cancer, every single thing that you are planning for comes to naught. Your life has just changed dramatically. I have a friend who's a barber. He was a barber. He don't cut hair anymore. He not cutting nothing. Because he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer recently. And he's worked really hard and he saved his money. And he's just going to build his dream home. He was in the US. He had pains in his stomach for months, over a year. He had these pains and he was in and out of the hospital. And it was only a few months ago that he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. So he went into the establishment and they did some tests again and they told him, well, yeah, stage 4, you know, they removed the number. Because he didn't have no number for the cancer. He had this aid everywhere. It spread throughout his entire body. So it's amazing grace for him. He's waiting to die. The house that he was planning to build doesn't matter. Why I'm saying that is because it can happen to any one of us, anybody. Cancer is not a respecter of human. I don't respect nobody. And I'm just highlighting cancer because cancer happens to be a special child of the devil. Yeah. The devil took his time and formulated that. He put plenty focus and attention. And if you know anyone who died as a result of stage 4 cancer, you'd understand what I'm talking about. Now, he wicked with heart attack, you know. Don't feel that he wasn't very effective with heart attack. Heart disease killed more people than every other disease. A man sitting down watching TV, he and his wife. And the wife said, listen, honey, I going in my bed now, you know. He said, well, I will finish and watch the show. And he gone in his bed. He going to sleep. She going to sleep. But he going to sleep too, you know, but he not waking up. But she got up and come outside in the morning and realized the TV watching the man and he called. Died. He didn't have time to cry out. So one is a terrorist that sneaks up on you. The way that they do it down in the Middle East and other parts of the world, they put on the explosive and they walk in and they done everybody. You didn't even have time to cry out. Boom. That's heart attack. But cancer, cancer doesn't let you know he coming. Hey, I coming. I coming in stage 1, 2, 3. I mightn't let you know until I reach 4. He right up on you. And he's going to kill you slowly enough. You're going to suffer long and terrible. Morphine, what the painkiller that they used to give soldiers to go Vietnam with. And say if part of your body blow off, the man lose limbs over there. They just chuck morphine painkiller. Incidentally, dog is not man's best friend, I'm telling you. Don't let nobody fool you and tell you dog is man's best friend. Dog might be man's second best friend. Man's best friend is painkillers. If you have ever experienced excruciating pain, you know you don't want to see no dog. You want painkillers. And let me tell you, I've seen people scream, heard them scream, they bawl out loud. No amount of morphine could ease that pain. My younger brother died from lymphoma some years ago. I found out late he was in the hospital. And I went and said, where's this? He said, they're in Shaw. So they take some samples to send away, to test. And he's waiting. He's waiting. So in the meanwhile he's waiting, I carried stuff for him that he was afraid to use. Because I just Stanley Hoyt. So he asks his doctor, Doc, my brother bring this to me, I should use it. The doctor said, where is that? And he checked it out. He said, listen, take as much of that as you can. That happened 3 times. He screamed, he bawled, he cussed, he did everything under the sun. He cried for death. He didn't want to live. The pain was so much. He wanted to die. He asked his brother, not me, to kill him. Yeah, kill me, please. To escape the agony of the pain. And I am convinced, even as I speak now, that he deliberately overdosed on morphine because it wasn't doing him anything. He overdosed on morphine to escape. He just decided to done it. At stage 4. How I know that? Well, the last time I went to look for him in the hospital, he said, listen, I want you to, I'm a vegetarian, right? But he asked me to cook pilau for him, and he want meat in it. He said, cut up the chicken and them small. He said, cook that for me. I said, yeah. Well, I could make it on the next day, so I asked my next brother to do it, and he was glad to cook the meat. I was going to cook no meat anyway. So, because that sound like kind of, anybody ever get hung? Because when, if you ever got hung, you would know that when they're going to hang you, they just give you a choice, ask you what would you like, and you could order anything you want. So you don't have to eat the rice with the weevil and thing in it. And the rice have weevil in it? He said he forget. But he said the rice had weevil and thing in it. But you don't have to eat it. When they're going to hang you in the morning, you can eat anything you want. So that sounded like that last supper to me. I said, me ain't cooking that. And that next day, my brother carried that meal for his other brother. And he wanted red solo, and he wanted red mango. And he was eating. Before that, he had no appetite. And he was eating like a hog. And he told them, he said, if my next brother only come in here and see me eating this, he go have war inside this hospital. Because you know, I bat them thing away from him because he knew suicide he committed. So when that meal was finished, he asked the last person who was leaving after visiting hours, check in the pocket of that bag and you will see some tablet. Give me, don't let the nurse see her. And she did that. And he was not seen alive again after that. The results from the test that went to the US came back after his funeral. My dear people, this is a warning. This is not just about business. This is something from my heart. There is a place called the hospital. And the entrance to the hospital have a big sign, mark up accidents and emergencies. That is the only way that you could get into a ward except you're visiting. If you want to be on a ward in the hospital, you have to go through accidents and emergencies. There is nothing accidental about cancer. There is nothing accidental about Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, diabetes. None of those things are accidents. They can become emergencies if your blood pressure go up too high. You can go there. That's an emergency. They stabilize it. It's no longer an emergency and it's not an accident. It is up to you now. It is up to you. If you're going to the hospital to deal with your diabetes or your lupus and you're expecting them to get rid of that for you, you are making a huge, colossal, life-threatening mistake. It is just as effective as going to the hardware and asking for milk, butter, and bread. You might want the right thing, but you are in the wrong place. Your sickness is your doctor's business. But your health is your responsibility. It is not your doctor's responsibility to get rid of your diabetes. No. It is not your doctor's responsibility to get rid of your lupus. All they're there for is to help you to manage it. They get it from a state of emergency back to under control. What caused it to be there? Drugs have no place in that. And if you don't believe me, all you need to do is after you're diagnosed, ask your doctor, how much of this thing do I have to take for my diabetes to go? He'd either laugh like that or he'll cuss. We don't deal with going here. This is the Hotel California. When you check in here, you cannot check out. Or you can check out, you just can't leave. The only thing that they will do with your medication for these conditions is either to change the brand or up the dosage. That's it. You're talking about lifelong medication. So if you're not on medication today, give yourself a round of applause. I see people with tablets and the hand clapping. Just like to clap. This is real. This is not a joke. No laughing matter here. There's no disease that cannot be cured. None. Absolutely none. I don't care what it is. I don't care how old you are. If you're 99 years old, if you are 99 years old and you die from a heart attack, you have died prematurely. If you are 110 years old and you get cancer and you die from complication related to cancer, you have died prematurely. Disease is not natural. It's not normal. However, 90% of the people who die on this earth die from disease that are curable. The problem is that they don't know that yet. That's why we're out here. And that is why we're going to continue to be out here. Because we have a very serious warning to send to our fellow human beings. This is not a job for me, I will do this any day of the week, anywhere. I'm going to do this. Because we've done it many times, and we've reversed all different types of condition. But you need to know what your options are. I don't care. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. There was one time, I was in a certain place what they call a hot spot. And the spot was always hot, but right now it's blazing. But back in them days, I went and I buy a box of food. You know we like to eat food in box, right? I don't know. Do they still make plate and thing? They still make plate? Always in a box or a bag. And that's what killing me, we dig in our grave with our teeth. Box that thing with grease and oil and fat. But listen, I went and buy my thing and I looking to go in the gate. So I see about 4 youth men passing, going. So And I said, I know they will come here. Them times I used to sell bread. I said, I know they will come and ask for bread, but me ain't going and sell them no bread tonight. I had no key on me, so I waiting for them to open the gate. And as I passed, I said, but wait now. Is a gun that fella have in the hand there? And then they turned back. And they wasn't coming for bread. Because they was coming too fast. Because I was in a vulnerable place that nobody could see. And I realized from by the door to here, and they come in full speed. And at the same time, the gate opened, a big iron gate. I just slip inside, put my foot behind it, and I jam it with the lock. And the bandit with the gun started kick, bang, bang. And I looking for, if you had a gun, no good. But I looking for something to go back out, because and then I said, but wait now. I inside, and he outside. I went and sleep. And I didn't get any nightmares. I slept perfectly well. Listen to me. When you are protected, you feel calm and peaceful. I'm saying that to say, if, God forbid, that I am diagnosed with cancer anytime, I would not be afraid. I'm not afraid of cancer because I know him. I know what he likes. I know what he loves. And I know what he don't like. And I will give him plenty of that. What I know he don't like, he'll kill him. Listen, you imagine pit bull, right? You can imagine anybody here was ever chased by a pit bull? Nobody? Don't try to imagine that. I was never chased by a pit bull, but I come very close. About 3 of them in a savannah just down the road from here, in Trin City. About after 5 in the morning, walking around the savannah. When I reach the furthest part inside by Trin City, I see 3 of them coming running ferociously. But I just happened to look around so. And there was closer than that desk in the corner there to me, coming, running, top speed. Now I could leave that right there, and that would make an excellent mystery novel. What happened? What happened? I'm willing to tell you what happened, but I can't, because I don't know what happened. I don't know. No, I did not feel nothing wet running down my leg or anything like that. It wasn't like that. All I did is I turned around and I said, stop! Louder than that, about 10. Louder, stop! And those 3 dogs just stopped. Just so. Just so. Just so. And I slowed down my walk. I reached out the savannah onto the road, and I looked back. The dogs were still there. I disappeared, and then I started to run. Now, the dog might be still there. That's some years ago. I feel them dogs still there. I never passed back there. But listen, it's extraordinarily scary. Don't laugh at anybody. Anybody who laugh at me, or they're going to have to face the same thing shortly, because my friend told me he was walking, because I have a friend who was obese, and I told him, you need to get healthy, you need to get up and walk, and he did that. And one of the morning that he was walking, 2 pit bulls ran out of a yard and almost killed him. It's just a car came between him and the pit bulls that saved his life. And he was giving me this story, and I was on the ground. Tears was coming out of him. I laughed. And man was traumatized, and I was just, nothing was wrong with him. And so if I had seen it, then, but this was after the fact, so I felt it was all right for me to laugh. And then 2 weeks after, I had my encounter with the dog. So whoever laughed for it better start dealing with that. But listen, If you take one of these big ferocious dogs and you tie them in the corner, leave them in a kennel, and you don't feed them, what do you think will happen? That pit bull would go from pit bull to Rottweiler. Then he would come down to a Doberman by day 3. And after a week, if he's still alive, he might be a German Shepherd. And then he go be a potong. And he go dead. Once he is starved, he not bad again. The only bad because they get food. Cut off that food supply. So if I know what cancer like and what causes it to grow and flourish, I identify that. Why should I be afraid of it? So this evening when you leave here, you'll be learning to play football with cancer and diabetes. I don't deal with disease, and I don't deal with disease to indulge people because they have a disease and they want to know if you can help them with this disease. I don't deal with disease. Disease is something that is very, very, very complex. They spent $850 billion US so far trying to find a cure for something that we already have a cure for. The cure for cancer has been found. It's here. It has always been here. And you don't have to spend a cent for it. It's there. What has been the cure for cancer in the past is the cure for cancer now, and it would always be the cure for cancer in the future. Cancer is a compromised immune system. That's all. Absolutely nothing else. It is an immune system that is not capable of doing what it was designed to do. So what you need to do is to optimize the immune system, meaning that you need to get it to be more robust and strong. But it's not just strength. One of the big problems with the Trinidad and Tobago police force is because it is actually that is force. But in order to do effective crime fighting, you need intelligence. You need to gather data. And that is something, oh my God. We got some things to show you here. They won't fix that for you. We all dying very fast. And that is because our bodies were designed to do one thing from the day that we were born. One thing. Well, they could take down this word. There's a big fancy word that these fellas here like to think that are confused here with the big long words. He happened to be a pharmacist. He repent, and so he... You're forgiven. Yeah. So there's something called homeostasis. Homeostasis is when your body is in balance. You have about 75 trillion cells. I don't know who counted them. 75 trillion cells in the human body. Every single cell in your body, and this is important, you need to understand this. You see, I can just tell you, yeah, use this and use that. You can ask the doctor no question, use that. What is it good for? What's the side effect? They don't not going to tell you nothing. Use it. Close your eye, close your ear. Don't ask no question. Use it. I'm telling you, this is how the human body, you know how your cell phone works, you know everything works, you know your car works, you don't know your body works. I'm telling you, this is the human body. You were born, you have 75 trillion cells in the human body, approximately, and every cell have a specific function. It have a lifespan. So it live out its life, it's divide like a photocopying machine. It divide. If you get 50 divisions, that's nice, you good, you kind of healthy-ish. After that, if you continue to make cells, everybody start to continue to make cells, you're not going to continue to use the photocopying machine when the ink gone down. Yeah, you get compromised cell. And incidentally, this is what cancer is, right? Cancer is a cell that is defective. When a cell is defective, it's supposed to do something called apoptosis, meaning that it's supposed to self-destruct, cell death, apoptosis. When a cell is defective, it does not get the signal, so instead of destroying itself, it continues to replicate its defective cell. That is what cancer is. But there is a branch of science that is called redox signaling. It's a fairly recent branch of science, redox signaling. That deals with the signaling molecules between cells. That is what tells the cells what to do. And they are protein molecules. Everything that I'm saying here is important, you know. They are protein molecules, and I'm speaking specifically to vegetarians. Any vegetarian in the house? If vegetarians miss this, they have opened themselves up. Why it is that vegetarians are getting cancer and dying? And people who eating meat and smoking cigarette, they're alive and strong. That is so unfair. It is unfair. And we need to do something about it. All the vegetarians supposed to gang up against these meat-eating people and shake them down big time. Which is all they're doing. It have gaps in your diet that needs to be filled. Protein, amino acids. These cells in your body that have a lifespan, they live out their life and they die. If your cells are dying out faster than they are being replaced, you are getting old. Look at she. She man leave she. She look in my eyes, me and find out. I see my old schoolmate and them, and I find out them looking like my teachers. I heard that a million times. But that classmate who you saw, they saying the same thing about you know. They saying the same thing about you. Because you feel you're looking young and strong. But listen, once your cells are dying out faster than you're replacing them, you are aging. Folks, we are aging twice the rate of how we're supposed to age. I'm saying, the way that you look at 25 is what you ought to be looking at 50. Really? Yeah. How you look at 50 is how you're supposed to be looking at 100. Years ago, when I was sick, about 10 years ago, I checked my biological age. And my biological age was 97 years old at 40. 97. I was on target to die. I should have been dead already. I didn't only look 97, and I felt 97. Seriously. The hospital, I was a frequent visitor to the hospital. My favorite mode of transport was ambulance. Ambulance. I went my whole life without, I used to see them thing and wonder how they used to look inside. And I'm telling you, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a month, I in ambulance, that'll come for me. As soon as they release me from the hospital, that'll come and pick me up and carry me back. And if they come for me, I'm going. This, what you see in here, is a miracle. So what I'm not telling you nothing just from book. I lived it. And if I did not know what to do, I would have been dead. Long time. So we're here to stop aging. Now, I had nothing to do with your birth certificate. Don't bring your birth certificate, your ID card by me. I'm not dealing with that. That you can't help. But how you age biologically, it is in your hand. It's something called homeostasis. How do you get remember I tell you 50 divisions, what that can do for you? I'm telling you right here in this building today, we are going to launch potentially 160 cell division. Well, they clap now, man. All they don't understand. All they wasn't listening. You see, all they wasn't listening. Because if 50 divisions is health and wellness, and I'm telling you, with the homeostasis protocol that we're going to release to you, will, must give you 160 cell division. You're talking about robust, fantastic health. Listen, no disease, none. I don't care, they have over 30,000 diseases that actually have a name attached to it. We ain't going down that. That's complex, right? Disease is very complicated, but health is very, very, very simple. So we are studying disease, right? If your body is in homeostasis, you cannot have a disease. Come on, man. If your body is in homeostasis, you cannot have a disease. So forget your disease now. Whether it's hypertension or diabetes or Parkinson's or Alzheimer's, forget about all of that. We're focusing on one thing here. Getting the human body into homeostasis. And once we get the body into homeostasis, anybody here used to fat long time? Or still fat? All right, you're fat, right? So just imagine they had canal music. You know it's canal, not carnal music, canal music. Canal music going down pretty. At that time, DJ, they want party to done, especially when they do house party. I remember there's a house party up in Laventel some years ago. And they want people out of the house, but if it going nice, DJ mashing up the place. Done the fat, just change the music. This man ain't find nothing else to do. In the middle of the dance, put on one of Bill Trotman's song. Mommy, mommy, I want to go back to school. Oh, remember that? Everybody just. That's it. Light on, everybody gone home. When I was a vagabond, I in a bar, the barman say, oh God, them two people buy a malt, no, it's not malt, a Coke, a small Coke. A man bringing a woman there, he sit around there with a small Coke, and they want to leave at all, and the man want to close the bar. I said, Chief, you have any Jim Reeves? He said, before the first verse of Jim Reeves finished, them two people run out. They run. When you are in homeostasis, it is like Jim Reeves on Carnival Day in Tong. No disease and playing in that band at all. No disease and playing. It's real like that. You make disease uncomfortable, they ain't want to party you. But with the sugar and the oil, no, so it has some things that you're going to have to stop doing. It doesn't have no magic bullet. It has some things that you're going to have to stop doing. That's why we always say, there are no disease that cannot be cured, but there are incurable people. It have people that cannot be cured because you can't help them. I scan a lady in Tobago. She's obese. She have gut all out here, so. Not making fun of her, but that's a reality. Her gut was all out here. And she came, I did a scan, and she had everything. All her numbers was high, like Brian Lara's scores. High. She had everything. I feel inside with the lady. And this is what this lady, of course she had mental health issues also, because with all the complications that she had, her one reason for coming to me was that she wanted to get pregnant. No, Morpheus, not like that. She wanted, not, that's not what I mean. She wanted to find out, the fertility. Right. Okay? So, so, I scanned this lady and she had everything. Diabetes, hypertension, she had ulcers, everything. It was crazy. Not a little bit, plenty. And she said, and on top of all of that, she had gonorrhea. Now the woman became very abusive because I outlined everything. I leave the gonorrhea for last and then I throw it in braps. And she became aggressive and annoyed. So like she get this from me. And then she apologized after and she said, well, Mr. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so disrespectful, but every time this thing come up, I just get vexed. Get vexed for what? For the person who gave it to me now. I said, so you know you had it all the time? She said, yes, I just didn't know this machine here would I pick it up. And I say, oh. And then she tell me, well, I really want, I want to get pregnant. So you want to make a baby for who to mind? Because you ain't going to be around to mind this baby. Let this be the least of your concern. I say, where your diet is? Everything she's not supposed to eat, she does eat that. And then ask for more. And this woman telling me that she have no intention of giving up them things. My meeting with her was over. You wasting my time. You keep your money. Go somewhere else. I don't have any magic pill for that. I'm saying to you, there are people who are sick because they don't care. And that is how. We know, most people know, we just call them Babylon. You know who we just call Babylon? Police. It's illegal to do that now. There is a charge. You can get charged for calling our police Babylon. But there are people who love to hate police. And we have some in here right now, sure. But you know what? If you go downstairs now and check which part you did park your car and you ain't find it. Police is no God, you know. Excuse me, Mr. Police, sir. Or if you go home and someone broke open your house and they take out everything, them same police who you don't like, you go in by them. But you don't care about them until something happens. It's the same way that we live our lives in relation to disease. You good and you healthy, and I warning you. Even on the cigarette pack, they say the Ministry of Health warns, advises that smoking is dangerous to health. How come Whitco, they still have $100 and something million profit when on the package? So if I have some supplements here, say if you take this, you can get cancer, and then you kick me in my face. You can't come around me with that. That is why it have people who would never be able to be cured. I could put up all kind of fancy thing here, but if you don't know why you should be using it, or why I'm giving it to you with the information, the facts here don't matter. My most important job here this evening is to wake you up. It's to get you thinking differently about how you treat yourself. A colossal waste of human life. 90% of our population die from disease that have treatment to reverse and cure. That's my mission. That's my mission. $5 billion, $6, $7, $8 billion for the Ministry of National Security to fight crime that kills 500 people a year. How much you spend on health? That kills 90% of the population. It's ridiculous. But my job is to bring down that budget by 90%. 90% of whatever they spend on that budget for health should be cut based on what we are about to embark on, and it begins here today. Well, folks would know that we had different supplements that we would have brought to market, and the latest one that we had a major run with was laminine. Anybody here know about laminine or did a lot of miracles, right? Great. Now, let me tell you this. 2 years before I formed that company, I came across this company, a company called American Dream Nutrition. And I freaked out. But you know what? Although it was amazing, the products and everything about it was great, they was not ready to do business in Trinidad and Tobago, so I agonized over it. But I went back there ever so often, and I researched, and I was praying that they would open up for international market. Well, I am pleased and happy to say this evening that they still have not opened up for international business. Why am I pleased about that? Because they open up for us. They open up for us. They are planning to go international next year. But you know what? Through some very heavy negotiation and pleading and praying and stuff like that, and praying and fasting, we have it. So if you go on the company side, you wouldn't see Trinidad and Tobago. But more importantly than that, if you pull up your phone and you call the company, and you say Trinidad and Tobago, they'll say welcome. Because we find a shortcut. And we're using it. So they set you up nice on WhatsApp. And they say you could communicate with the company. Any issue you have, you could communicate with them there. You see this product you're looking at here? May want to talk about that. No. Give me some comment. Quick, hurry up now, man. Well, listen, we had things to eat and drink in the back day. No, they don't go yet. Hold on. But he said it for free. No, it's not for free. Somebody paid for it. Folks, listen to me. Anybody here ever did trigonometry or algebra? Yeah? I hear, yeah. Yeah, that doesn't agree here and stuff us. But what about addition, multiplication, subtraction, etc.? Yeah? You can't go and write essay without the alphabet. And? All you ain't sure. All you're not sure. You got to learn to count. You have to do, so yeah, foundation. What I'm talking about is foundational stuff. Anytime you miss the foundation, that's it. When I was young, when I was younger, I used to be a boxer. I only could tell that I was real good as a boxer because my face still where's that? Well, all right, right now as well, listen, in our midst, excuse me, young man in the back there, stand up. Stand up. This gentleman here is one of the finest boxers that Trinidad and Tobago has ever produced. Don't sit down here and wait. This man represented Trinidad and Tobago all over the world. How much countries you been through boxing? You see, he looking up in the sky. God help him. Bag of them. You made it to the Commonwealth Games? Commonwealth Games? CSE? Pan Am? Olympic qualifiers? This man here used to beat people bad. Jab, man. You have a mouth guard. I see a man have a mouth guard in his mouth and get jab and stoops in. You can't stoops in that mouth guard. Hey, Aaron Hassett. Aaron Hassett. That's the man there. Listen. One of the finest boxers that we ever produced, man. Yeah, you can sit down now. Yeah. Those are the guys who went and waved. Listen to me. The sportsmen who represent us, they've done incredible work. I just know that. They've been the real ambassadors. You see them fellows who did a pay and put in office. Them had the work to do. But way down in a place called Vietnam, 2 o'clock in the morning, going through custom, tired and weary, after traveling 20-something thousand miles. You reach by a counter, the last man, before you go further. Present your passport. Who's your favorite footballer? So what kind of question is that? I mean, that take me by you know. So, Dwight York. Where's your football team? Where's your favorite football team? I don't really watch football, but Manchester United. You know what Dwight York? He said yes. That man, he speaks a little bit of English, but he was able to give all Dwight York's statistics. He was able to identify every single teammate that played with Dwight York at Manchester United, and he had all the facts on Dwight York. Dwight York was his. If I did give him a fake passport and all, I would have been able to pass. Dwight York, it was shocking. Look how long Dwight York stopped playing football. And most of us here didn't even know who Dwight York is, huh? You say, what kind of... He's a sprinter. No, he's one of the greatest footballers that we produce here. But the sportsman, so hats off to you. A round of applause for a man who represented Trinidad again, yeah? The basics are what you need to master when you're doing anything. So in the past, we have done the best with what we had. But let me tell you this. In order to accomplish homeostasis, let me tell you what you need. You need to be properly hydrated. The water that we're drinking right now is irrigated. It does fantastic irrigation. It passes through. Nice. But the water is supposed to be able to penetrate the cells and hydrate the cells. If the water molecules are too big, they would not be able to do that. Very, very important. Hydration. A lot of people walking about and thinking that they're sick, and what they really are is dehydrated. They just don't know. Your eyes need water to function properly. Your brain, every single organ in your body. The way that your body, people are running down, detoxification. Forget about detoxification. I don't care what it is. Them big harsh detoxification, that is nothing. Water is what allows your body to detoxify itself. Because the cell, when the water gets into the cells, it's able to push out debris, bacchanal, toxins out of the cell. So if you really want to detoxify, you want to hydrate first. And the best way to do that is with this product here that you're looking at. Let me tell you the magic that this product does. This is one of the biggest causes of cancer in the world. You might wonder why there is such a proliferation of cancer and other diseases. This multi-billion-dollar industry, this is poison, literal poison. Every single bottle of this water contains toxins. Plastic leach from the bottle into the water and we drink it. The water is acid. There's bacteria. There's pesticide, weedicide, and also antibiotics in this water. Every single bottle. What you're looking at on the screen here is a miracle. Because what do? You take that bottle and you put 5 drops in here. And this is now the purest water that you can get anywhere on the planet. Because it detoxifies the water. It neutralizes all the toxins, even the plastic particles, every single thing. You now get alkaline water that is full of minerals, and it causes the water molecules to break down in smaller particles so that it could fit into the cells and therefore hydrate the cells, all parts of your body. So if you want to become rich, you can read 15 books about how to get rich, or you could just take this step and you can pay me after. Listen, look for a big, stinking problem that exists in the world and find a solution for it. You're rich. That's it. That's too simple, right? Go and buy 10 books on how to get rich. Find a problem, identify it, and find a solution. The bigger the problem, the more money you make. And I'm saying bottled water is a massive industry, a multi-billion, multinational industry. What you're looking at on your screen is the solution to the problem that bottled water is. Every single bottled water company knows that the water is toxic. Everybody here believes that this water is toxic. But what are we going to do? Listen, pipe water is hazardous to your health. But if you throw that, you drop some drops in a glass of pipe water, all the fluoride, the chlorine, everything that is chemicals in the water, you neutralize it. The heavy metals, the lead, the mercury, neutralize it. It sinks to the bottom. And you're able to drink that water and drink what used to be toxic in that bottle that sunk to the bottom. Even if you drink that, it passes out to your body as roughage. It's no longer harmful. What you're looking at here is an absolute miracle, and it's absolutely necessary because what it does is hydrates, it oxygenates the cell. We know that cancer cannot live in oxygen. So you oxygenate your cell, you hydrate it, you detoxify, you remineralize, and you alkalize. All of that. And every single one of them is foundational. Foundational. Hassett knows that the first thing that he did when he went to box, no, he could lick you down, knock out anybody inside except me with a left hook, right? Anybody in here, one left hook, put you to sleep. Go in town and come back. You still sleeping. That's what he trained to do. He used to hit bag in the gym and he used to, ouch, punching bag used to cry out. But before he was able to do all of that, he had to learn to jab and move. Just jab. You in that gym there. Months. Sometimes a whole year. All you're doing is jabbing. It a real man come because they see Hassett and he thinking that this nice thing, uppercut. And they come in. I want to do that. And they come in. And they put them to fold the hand and jab on a line like this. And they're going up. And they find that they're 3 months. They ain't got to put on a mitten. They can't pass by the back. And they get fed up. And they leave. They never know the champion inside of them because they weren't prepared to get the foundation. All the fancy products about antioxidants and all the fancy thing about stem cell, these things are good. But they mean nothing in the human body without hydration. They mean nothing in your body if you're toxic. They mean nothing in your body if you are not properly oxygenated. This is the foundation of health. This is part of the reason why I was so excited to get this company in Trinidad. To get our hands on this. We're going to take this to the world. We don't care. We have business online. And we're going to see about that just now. We have business online. But this, unless you hate your fellow human being, would matter to you. I will be vexed with you. I believe God will vex with you too. If you know this and you ain't tell nobody, what is the solution? Basic. Water is life. Next. Mineralization. This product here by itself. A lady had a tumor on the uterus. But she collapsed and was taken to the hospital in an emergency situation, and that's how she knew that she had that tumor going on there. And it was bleeding. When they did the test on it, the tumor was bleeding. And they said, well, the doctor who's supposed to see about that, he's 6 weeks away. So she was supposed to end up doing an autopsy on her, except that she remembered Aquamin. And she started to use it. And 2 weeks after, she went for a follow-up checkup, and the bleeding had stopped, and it had went down half the size. And by the time she got to the doctor, or the doctor got to her 6 weeks after, from just using pure Aquamins alone. The doctor asked her, Miss Lady, do you pray? She said, yes. He said, well, a miracle happened inside of you. He said, what do you mean? She said, because the tumor that was there, there's only a scab on the uterus now. The only thing that she used was pure Aquamin. We have a book, 71-page book, that proves that remineralization is the solution to all disease. It's all in that. Next. Faster than that. We are a company that had a product called, one of Keyshawn's favorite products, Fucoidan. Fucoidan. I love it. Because people always coming to me with cancer. And I tell them, Fucoidan. Because in my research, I found that Fucoidan, they say in the presence of cancer, in the presence of Fucoidan, cancer cells commit suicide. If you have cancer, you would like that inside of you, right? Cancer cells just killing themselves. And what that really means, translated, is that this product, Fucoidan, used to boost, or still does, boost the immune system by up to 400% in 2 weeks. Listen, I made banners all over the country, all on the radio and TV. I tell everybody, if you quite an answer to cancer. What you see in here, wild shiaga. This is a Native American Indian. I should just say Native American, because there's only one Native American, is the Indian. It is not Donald Trump. They're immigrants. The only native is the Indians. Wild shiaga. This is an element. That is what they use for centuries to treat disease among them. We now have it here for the first time, and in this commercial form. Only listen to this. Don't let nobody distract you. This is the most important thing you might come here to hear this evening. You see this product here? The ingredient, wild shiaga, it is shown every single time when it is used on anybody. Brother Theo, welcome. And the general himself, Stephen Joseph, welcome. It is shown that the immune system is boosted 4,000% within 20 hours. 4,400% in 2 weeks was road march. I'm telling you, that was the greatest thing. This is 4,000% within 2 weeks. And that's just the wild shiaga. What the mad people went and do, they put inside of here, they put black seed oil. Will you know what black seed oil is do? All right, deliver oil here. One of the most important, inflammation, digestion, allergies. Anybody who's allergic to anything, no matter, start to use that. Autoimmune disease, lupus, bring them. Line them up. Any lupus, any rheumatoid arthritis, etc. Anything that is in the autoimmune disease field, bring them. We're going to be all over this country. Who vex loss? The pharmacist watching me with the face twist up. Me ain't care. Clear. I'm going to give you one more and we're done, right? One more. The number one killer on the planet and all the disease happens to be cardiovascular. The ticker. We have some good products for cardiovascular health over the years, but I always had to go to something else. And just scroll up a little bit here. You're rubbing me. You always had to find something else to add to it. I couldn't get a complete product. This here is by far the most comprehensive cardiovascular combination that I have ever seen in any product. Look down to the end there. You see that EDTA? That EDTA is chelation. There's plaque buildup, potentially plaque buildup in the arteries. Every one of us have it. It just happens as time goes by, calcium deposit in the arteries. You need to get them out, right? The most effective way to do that is through chelation. That EDTA there helps pull that plaque buildup from the arteries. But not just that. Some people had a hearing, and a hearing ain't good. It's very likely that there's calcium buildup in the air. Don't go and get no hearing aid yet. Use 2 bottles of that and see if you're hearing a little better. First, calcium. There are plenty of people who had breast removal surgery because they had calcium deposit in their breast. They feel a lump and they cut it off. The calcium. Coenzyme Q10. All the cells in your body needs this. Hawthorn berry. One of the absolute greatest things for palpitation, if you have irregular heartbeat, hawthorn berry, very safe to use, strengthen the heart muscle, lower blood pressure. It's just all around excellent for cardiovascular health, hawthorn berry. Resveratrol, another incredible product. Nattokinase is the solution for heart attack and stroke. You know, we don't have any malaria and smallpox, all them kind of disease. It's not that they don't exist anymore, you know. It is very possible that everybody in here had some kind of malaria today. You wouldn't know because you're immunized against it. What about if we could find an immunization against heart attack and stroke? Right here, this guy here is one of the best for dissolving blood clots that could potentially cause a heart attack or stroke. I can give you more information on that, but we press for time. So this year, everybody above the age 25, 30, 35, it doesn't matter whether you have blood pressure, the point is you don't want it. It don't matter whether you have your heart failing. And all these ladies inside of here, all the ladies, your husbands, just come after meeting. When I finish talk like this, they don't want to know nothing about cancer and diabetes. They're coming in my ears to ask me about if I have anything for the boy. Anytime you see I finish here and somebody down in my ears, that's what they're asking me. It had nothing to do with the cancer or nothing. They're asking me about something for the boy. Listen, forget the boy. Forget the boy. What you need to do is to strengthen your heart. Because if you force the boy to work, he's going to fall down and dead. Because you're forcing him. You get your heart working right, and you're going to really have to get some, not just something for the boy, you have to get someone for the boy. Folks, listen to me. I'm excited. No, he's telling me fighters. I'm not going to talk about fighters on now. I'm not going to do it. Because if you're not excited about who here, nothing in fighters on going to excite you. What is the excitement? What to tease you is to tell you that none of those things that I call is the flagship product. The flagship product still on the outside. If you want to know what the flagship product is, you contact the person who invited you here. Now, if I was where you are, when I found out about this, you know what I wanted? I wanted to know how can I get these products now? Well, how you can get it? Easy. Easy. What we have here is that is an invitation to not just take it for you, for yourself to be healthy, but we also inviting you not to be stingy, not to be heartless and careless. We're inviting you because we're going to have a movement here among us that we're going to call Project 120. That is, we join in arms, arm in arms with arms, to fight this little struggle, Bob Marley's song. And that struggle is to regain our health and vitality and to extend our life, not in Pampers or in Alzheimer's, but we're talking about vibrant, productive years added to life. That's what we're going to do. The only way that could happen is in homeostasis. And we have all, in this company here, all the elements to bring the body into perfect homeostasis. And that is why I chose this ship to sail. Every product for homeostasis is contained in one company. With the other companies, I had to send people or source things from other places. Every single thing that you need for homeostasis is right here in this company. So we're inviting you to join with us to embark on that movement. And we're not going to be here much longer, but I cannot and will not allow you to leave here without allowing you to be blessed in this part of the program. For a few short moments, I want to invite a young man. A young man. I call him Forever Young because he happened to be in love with health and wellness as a youth. Normally, we wait until we get old and sick. But he is more passionate them folks who need it. He fit like 3 fiddles. And you would not believe how passionate this young man is about health and wellness. But what he is also known and understand at a very young age is that more people die from the disease of pocketitis than any other of the itis that it have. And he's passionate, and he talks to youths all over the country. I'm talking about young youths and all youths, because after you encounter the young man, you ain't going to be old again, because he's going to be talking health and vitality to you. Keyshawn Vane, come and talk to the people. Come and talk to the people. Come up here, young man. Come up here. Handle them. Take a 10, 15 minutes and bless up the people. Right,
Round of applause to Mr. Hoyt. That was awesome information. I'm certain more than likely every single person right now want to get their hands on the products. But the most important thing to recognize before you do so, and I'm going to talk very briefly because I know we're pressing for time, is literally the number one disease is pocketitis. And I see that without any regret, literally. Because too many people die not because they access either traditional medicines or they go after alternatives, but whether or not they choose between the differ, they can't afford it. That's a serious thing. You're all aware of that, right? There are persons right now, whether they choose to go down the medical route or the holistic route or the alternative, they cannot afford to reprogram themselves. And the reason I'm going to plant some seeds tonight with regard to being a salesperson and becoming a part of networking or multi-level marketing. My objective is to assist you or to sell you on selling. You all ever heard that before by chance? Like, this is yes and this is no. You all ever heard that before? No and yes. I hear both in the crowd. I'm going to sell you on selling. And the reason for that is too many of our people are afraid to go out and sell. And the reason we're afraid to go out and sell is because we have been taught not to. Are you aware that the entire economy is built on sales? Every single year, when our country, right, we go under with regard to what we call the GNP, the gross national production of a country, we're always on a deficit. You all aware of that? Trinidad and Tobago is at a deficit every single year. Guess why? We consume more than we sell. We consume as a nation more than we sell. Let me share some statistic right here in the country for you all. Are you aware that there's a small group of people every single year that makes in excess of over $5 billion right here in Trinidad? You all know that? In Trinidad and Tobago, a dot on the map in the world, there's a small group of people that is generating in excess of $5 billion. Here's the condition in which they're actually generating that. One, there's no US. How many people here went to the bank and they told you that you can't get more than $200 US if you get there before 10 a.m.? Yeah, you all had that experience, right? But there's a group that is generating in excess of $5 billion right here in that US shortage. Let me share something else with you. Are you aware that Trinidad and Tobago right now, although we consume more than we produce, that income that is generated is actually not tied at all to production? It's not tied to production. So I started to ask myself, where all that money coming from? And there's illegal money, right? Anybody could guess where that $5 billion coming from every year by chance? Which part? Online. You're getting there online? Somebody said? Sales. Because a small group in Trinidad understand sales, marketing, and distribution. When you walk outside the door, look at every simple tongue, and you would see the money makers is franchises. And I could call names. The money makers in the country is franchises and brands that never was developed in Trinidad and Tobago. You all know that, right? Majority of the income is from sales, marketing, and distributing products that was not created here. It was created outside. But guess what these guys did? They went outside, they got a system, they got a product, they got a franchise, and they set up right here where the money exists, because we were taught to buy rather than to sell. And here's what they're selling us: stuff to make us sick. You're correct. They are making $5 billion from stuff to make us sick. Mr. Hoyt highlighted that if you find a problem and you're able to present a solution, you could make money. You could be rich. They are making money right here, making people sick. Didn't he just highlighted at least 3 options that is certain, imperative to change people's health condition? For the entrepreneurs, or the ones who deciding right now in these seats to become entrepreneurs, this is a phenomenal option to bring a solution that is going to deal with a massive problem that is perpetuating wealth for a small group of people in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah? And here's why I'm actually just going to share some light. Multi-level marketing allows the average person coming from any street corner, coming off of any street, and say, listen, I found a good product that I can market, I can distribute, and I can sell. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. These products are tried, tested, and proven. And if you want to partake separate and apart from making yourself healthy, guess what? You can make your community wealthy. And this is the movement. I looked around, and here's the thing. The next meeting that we have, ensure to yourself that every single person from the age of understanding, Jesus started his mission when he was 12. He was certain about where he wanted to go. Encourage young people to get involved in this. I'm telling you, bring out the children. Bring out the children. Don't come to a session like this and the little ones are not there. Guess why? Because we send our children to schools to learn how to work for people who sell. Let me repeat that. We send our children to schools to learn how to work for people that sell. There are too many educated young individuals right now that are jobless, but highly qualified, intellectual. But guess what? They are broke. And I apologize not. Why? Because I'm talking about my era. My people. My age group. They are highly educated, but they are broke. And guess why? Because we, the elders, didn't take time to understand the relevance of getting them involved in opportunities like this before you send them to schools. A matter of fact, I recommend they learn to sell before they even learn to talk. I have already made a mandate to myself that every single child that I produce, which I haven't started as yet, is going to learn to sell before they can speak. Serious. They're going to learn to sell before they can speak. Because in the economy, if you want to get back to really fulfilling your dreams, you have to learn to sell. Duplicate the system. We have a product that works. There's a system that works. Sales, marketing, and distribution. Get back to the person that got you. I'm going to hand back to Mr. Hoyt. Mr. Hoyt, back to you.
What are you supposed to say now? The end. What are you supposed to say here now? Oh, then shame. No, I expected a standing ovation for that. Keyshawn, thank you. I told you. Don't try to find Keyshawn. Keyshawn don't stay one place too long. He's just on the move and he's selling. There are people who are busy. But the fact that they're busy doesn't mean that they're producing any result at all. They're just busy. There is a way to get started, and I'm saying there are folks, anybody here, who decide to get started here tonight. And let me tell you, there are several ways to start this thing. You can buy 2 products. You can buy a clay hat, you can buy 2 clay hats, you can buy Aquaman, any 2 products you can start with 10, you can start with 8. To buy the 2 products, it will cost you $108 US. That will include shipping and handling until it reaches your skybox. $108. $19 out of that $108 is for your registration. From the moment that you do that and you sign up, you have an international, well, what is going to be an international business. But you have a business, you have a website with your name that you can send people to that website. They go and they sign up. I have people in the United States. They come here and they find out of the product in Trinidad. It's quite there, you know. They come here for it and they're going back there and they order the products from in the States. Everybody inside here have relatives in the States who's sick. I know that because I have relatives in the States who's sick. There are more Trinidadians in New York than in Trinidad. Barrel children we were. I remember when to be a Grenadian was when you tell a person he's a Grenadian, that was an insult. Eh? Oh, don't lie, all your thing, all your shame now. All your shame. All your daughters Grenadians. You used to tell people that, all your lying. You don't ever hear that again. Grenadian stoops in and all you know. You're gone. It's a good thing my mother born in St. Vincent. I go when I get fed up here, I'll go and get a passport over there. But listen, if you want to get all the products in Abba Cement, that package would cost you about 5,000 TT. But really, a $1,000 US value that you're getting for. There's a certain lady in this audience who purchased one of those packages. Are you satisfied with your products? Do you want to give us your testimony from last week? Fight is on. This young lady here, she bashful. So I want to put her on the spot because I didn't ask you. We don't solicit testimonials. But we have a session we do up in St. Barb's in Laventille every Thursday night. Why are you watching me like that? Up in Laventille, they don't have we people up there too? We'd be up there every Thursday night. And she give her testimony. She does go in the gym. I just passed by the gym. She does go inside and she does work out. And this young lady here blazing everybody in the gym. Them big strong fellas like Francis and them would go and lift with the tired and the falling. And my dear sister, waiting for them. She way in front. So the instructor telling them, I only have this retiree. Making all you look bad. Because she outperforming. Truckload of energy. This thing called Fighters On. It had the flagship product. That Fighters On. Incredible energy. All kind of fantastic thing happening to your body. Francis have some testimonies about that. We can't allow him to speak because it had children in this room here. So all you could meet Francis after and he would explain to all you what his experience. So you can get started at that level. There are higher levels. If you want one of those big packages with all the products in it to sample them, they have multivitamin, they have everything. Everything for stuff. And don't tell me, but I don't want to sell it. You can buy all now? No. If you can't buy all now, then it might be a good idea to sell. Make some money. But forget about the money for now. The money going to come. I want you to get excited about what you've heard here. Right? And I don't want to take away, I try not to take away from the impact that Keyshawn's his delivery was, because it's so relevant. We have it recorded, so anytime you come here again, you can just play it over. This meeting here was made possible by leadership. And I just want to say this, in our communities, nothing happens without leadership. Nothing. If there's a football team or a basketball team or a music band, somebody have to get up and say, listen, this needs to be done, and step forward and do it. And the two young ladies who caused this meeting to exist, because I threw the challenge and they responded, and this is the result of theirs. This is not me. This is not my meeting. They called us meeting and I show up. This is not my meeting. Cheryl Joseph and Stephanie Joseph, stand up, come up in front here and take a bow. Come, all they walk fast. Walk like you're falling using fighters on. Come. Walk like young people. Walk like if you're in homeostasis. Come. These two young ladies here have been a very solid pillars of support. They do a lot of things behind the scene that you guys would only benefit from and never know. But this one, they pull off, is incredible. Everything about it was done wonderfully. And everything in the back there that you're seeing, they did all of that for your benefit. All of that. You've done an incredible job. What we want to see is, there, you can go back now, I was going to ask them to sing, but we're out of time. But we want more of this, and we don't want no Stanley engineering, no meetings, no sessions. In your community, in your church, in hotel rooms, it doesn't matter where. Once you get the people together, we are going to show up and we're going to deliver. And this is the first one of its kind. And I like to launch, I'm glad that we are launching it here, because you see that there's a man up in the back there hiding behind a camera. He normally in front of the camera here, but he doing camera duties tonight. Right, Bishop showing Thomas. And he has been very gracious in giving us access to use the facilities here, and for that we thank him. I know that our wonderful people will be mindful of the ministry and leave something in the basket, not because it's not church, we ain't gonna do no collection. These things cost. Leadership costs. And we invite you to love people, because this is a labor of love. If there was no financial benefit from it, I was doing it anyway. Every day someone calls me to tell me about the cancer, the prostate, every single thing under the sun. I got a phone call, woke me up about 6 o'clock in the morning, and this is the call, a good friend of mine. Hey, Stanley! Sorry for waking you up, boy, but you know what it is used for when you can't get breast milk? I said, Nigel, you getting breast milk from? Not for me, boy. My daughter. Oh, she made baby. I said, Vervine. I went back to sleep one time. But listen, what are you known for? This is what you have to ask for. Ask yourself, what are you known for? My phone ring every day with somebody calling for help in something. Because that is what I'm known for. Become known for something other than what you're known for. All right. Yeah, allow somebody to tell you thanks. And just do your personal inventory. When was the last time somebody tell you thanks? Oh God, thanks, sister. Hey, thanks, brother. Check. Don't divulge that information. That's between you and God, right? But from today, you're going to be a different person. If nobody can tell you thanks today, something wrong. Live your life in such a way where people would be grateful to you on a daily basis. My dear brother, I'd like you to close us off. Team leader extraordinaire. Him little, but him talawa. Him little, but him talawa. A man full of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Always have substance to add. I welcome you. You're here with us. Give us some wisdom.
Okay, wonderful. Well, this is an exciting time. It's the Revolution 3, version 3, because we had something going with Life Farm, we had something going with Sizzle, and then we really rev it up a whole lot to another level. I want to take this opportunity to honor one person here, and this is a real story. Can I say a part of your story, Emmanuel? I have permission. All that Stanley and Steve and Theo, I call them out because they are the leaders there, and then of course Stephanie and her mother. We're doing this to impact people, and Kishon is a good example. This young man, Emmanuel, he literally was pulled from the gang 3 times. They tried to kill him. It didn't work. He's baptized and he's given his life. I brought him to meet 2 persons, but it turned out it is to meet many more persons. I want him to meet the bishop and Brother Stanley, or Dr. Stanley as I call him, because Commons, the rapper, says we do it for the people. I can't rap like him, but he said we do it for the people. And the reason we do this, we love this, we are passionate, is because we want to make a change in at least one life. I didn't deliver this young man. He came to where I am and he says, Pastor, I'm bored at home. I need to find something to do. Now we gave the young man a platform to clean, and from the way he cleaned it, we recognize he's out of our paycheck. Anyhow, so I say, Emmanuel, come with me and I'll find something for you. I can't afford you, because he was very disciplined, he was on time and so on. So I can't tell all of his story right now, but I'm glad that he was able to experience this. And this is the greatest gift. I literally, no kidding, cried many times asking God how he can let all these judges and people do all the action. I want some of that action. Be careful what you ask God for. And so I'm happy that he's exposed to this, because especially what Kishon said, we are taught to be consumers. We get a little change, a little kakada, and we spend it all. But to be in an atmosphere here, we have men and women, different ages. This is a great takeaway from him, and I'm not doing his story justice. The time will come when he would tell it. But it's happy because many people like him become a statistic. They literally get killed. They came to shoot him several times. One of the persons says, I cannot shoot you because you're a man of God. And he became baptized. So I want you to cherish this brother and add this to the list of things that we do, and be sure he'll be meeting Bishop. By the way, I had nothing to do with those things. I just inherit him, and now he's exposed to these opportunities, because a lot of people are skeptical and make kuyam out in regard to these type of businesses. But when you have young people like Kishon who could testify that you could make a decent living, solving one of the biggest problems in the world, people being sick, not in the sickness industry, but the wellness industry. So I'd like to bring it home by saying, thank God, I'm more driven. I have greater passion than ever before to do what I do. And I was just at Carnage, where we have an opportunity to impact the youth there. And amazingly, there was a 16, what is it, Sandra? A 15, 16 and 17. And these guys are impressionable, and all is not lost. So I want to talk to all the leaders here to really go out there and do what you do. People have bad ideas about network marketing, understandably so. But both sides, it's a two, you get 2 for the price of 1. You can make a decent living working for yourself. Kishon is an expert in that. And most of all, even if you never get into the business aspect of it, you can see people get well. And that is a pleasure in itself. I'm not at Stanley level, but my phone rings too with all kinds of things that going on in people's lives and so on, and I'm happy to either reference them, something that I learned, pass them on to somebody, or give them simple solutions. So those are the blessings. We want to bring this is the final note, bring this down and give thanks to God, to all of you who have turned out. The revolution has just got it started, and be prepared to take charge of your existence, make a difference, not just financially, but health-wise, and I'm happy to be here and to be part of this. The blessings of the Most High be upon you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, folks, thank you. Rabbi, we are streaming live online, and there's a question. Can bipolar or depression be cured? Is it a disease? Yeah. The short answer is yes. Not just yes, but absolutely yes. And we have a clinic that is coming that is going to have a special department to deal with mental health issues, not from the standpoint of treating, but curing. I am convinced in my heart that the Lord has delivered everything in our hands to address mental health issues, from bipolar, schizophrenia. It doesn't matter. We're going to cure it. Cure, yeah, I said cure. So, folks, also get back to the person who invited you. We have a team. This is not just about this. We have a team. We have instruments, financial instruments that we have for our people. And we have an incredible one that has just been launched in a $5+ trillion a day industry that is mind-boggling. And I don't say that lightly, but get back to the person. The name of it is Cash FX. As I said before, get back to the person who invited you, and Sister Didi, stand up for me, please, if you don't mind. You don't want to stand up? This young lady here, young lady I said, this is the only young lady in here that don't need no supplements, because she's still looking like 22, right? Hey, this is Mrs. Thomas. This is the bishop's wife. And of course, he would not have allowed us to use here without her permission. So, and Bishop? So folks, thank you all for supporting us. Thank you all for opening up your arms and your doors to us. And we were really blessed. And we want you to have a wonderful evening. We have refreshments in the back. If there's nothing else to be said, you guys enjoy. Don't leave anything on that table. And don't forget to leave something in the, in the basket. Bless the basket.